Hey, it's Kit Kat. So this week actually is pretty good since it's only halfway uh through the week. It's actually been pretty good. Um Little minor hiccups here and there, but if some of you don't know or if you just started watching my videos, I not only am I Kit Kat vlogs, but I actually have a second job other than making sandwiches for a living. I actually am a part of the whole Avon team. So, and I'm constantly reminded that it's a dying breed. In the world of technology, almost every single person who orders from me, since it's online, usually text me wanting an e-brochure and stuff like that. And it's quick and easy. I send you the link, you go online, and that's it. But there are some baby boomers that do it the old-fashioned way, and they call me. And I get those maybe once a month or every, you know, either once or twice a month. I get, the older generation doing it the old fashioned way and just calling me straight up. And that's when I get a little bit of humble pie and I realize that, you know, I I have something very rare. My business is very rare. So it was no surprise that since I've been getting more hours, I've been, pretty busy. My Avon business has been in the back burner, but it's still been pretty decent. It reminds me that I still have a plan B when plan A kind of goes to the wayside, which I don't see that happening anytime soon. So case in point, um, whenever I do get a phone call, I usually get a hold of the person within like 24 hours. And it was no exception for Monday and Tuesday. I kept on getting this phone call. I kept on getting phone calls while I was at work. Now, usually when I'm at work, I'm dealing with the public and everything, so I don't have time to pick up my phone, stop, pick up my phone, and answer it. And whoever was calling me was really adamant about calling me because I would feel the phone call come in and I would miss it. See, I checked the number, checked the name, didn't recognize it, and I was like, okay, if they really want me, they will call back. Sure enough, 3 or 4 times later, they called me back, and I wasn't able to answer it. Mind you, I'm still working. So, I finally get off of work. I answered, or I pick up the phone, called them back, and called this person back, and I got a hold of an old guy. Like, no offense to the old generation, but I could tell that he was a little confused as to why I was calling. Now, mind you, for Avon, it used to be that Avon was just once you started your Avon business, that's basically all you did. It was a straight up bona fide business. A lot of stay at home moms would do it and they still do it. Some people, you know, their whole purpose is to stay at home and do stuff. Well, in this day and age, I basically, am working my butt off. So, it's kind of nice to have just an online business. And that's basically how I have been doing it for almost 2 years now. Um, just knowing that I have an online business that anyone can get a hold of me or go on my site is awesome. Well, not in this case. So I call the person back, get this old guy. he's totally confused as to why I'm calling him. So finally, I was like, well, this phone this phone number kept on calling me all day today. And I'm sorry, but I was at work, and now I'm sorry that I'm just reaching you now. And he goes, well, hmm, I didn't call you. What's your name? So I tell him my name, and he goes, oh, I didn't call you, but my wife did. I was like, okay. And he goes, don't worry, I'll get her. Not even 2 minutes later, this lady comes up, and the first thing she said was, here, she goes, oh my God. I was like, what? And she goes, I thought all Avon ladies had croaked already. I didn't know whether to gasp or laugh, so I did both. I'm on the phone going, well, I'm an Avon lady. I'm not that old, and I was like, I can rest assure you, you are not talking to a ghost. So she starts laughing, and she's like, well, she proceeded to tell me that she had been looking for an Avon lady for years, but almost every single person that she had come into contact with uh, for, reaching an Avon lady, she found out that they had passed away and they're no longer doing it. And she couldn't, needless to say, she couldn't find an Avon lady in her area, which is like 25 minutes away from me. I was like, oh, and yet here you obviously had searched online. And she goes, yeah, I searched you, you popped up right off the bat. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Professional me was like, yes. Sympathetic me was like, oh. So she proceeds to tell me what her name is. Her name is June. um the funny thing is that my grandmother, before she passed, her name was June, so I considered it as an omen that my grandmother was still around me. So, anyway, this lady, so June, um, proceeds to tell me that you know, she gave me a quick life story. She goes, I've been married to my husband for like 60 something years. I'm 90 years old, and I still like to be pretty. And, I like I like, how did she say? She goes, I like perfume, I like makeup. And, it was so awesome to see you on Google um, with your name, and that you were so close, since we have no Avon reps here. I was like, oh, that's awesome, you know. And then she proceeds to tell me that she still has a little spice in the bedroom. I'm over here going, please keep it PG, keep it PG, keep it PG. Luckily, she did. She didn't go super overboard and have like this pornographic image, or else I would have been grossed out. Like, I wasn't super grossed out. I was kind of like, oh, she's still got to go on. So, anyway, I proceed to ask her for her address, which she so kindly gave me. And she goes, you know what? You could be a hot commodity. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, well, you're a dying breed. She goes, um, the ladies at the hair salon that I go to, we talk about Avon like nobody's business. And I was like, oh, new business opportunity. So she proceeds to tell me again that she's 90. She loves her husband. This is what I'm getting out of it, because she told me like twice already, and that she likes spicy time. Uh, at this point, I was trying to diverge, not being super duper grossed out. But, in the back of my mind, this is a potential client, and I didn't want to disturb her, enthusiasm of telling me. So I wrote down her address, and I said, well, when I get the shipment in, it will, if I do it tonight, which it was a Monday night, I will be able to get um, brochures out to you no later than, you know, Thursday or Friday. She was totally ecstatic. She goes, "You just made a 90-year-old woman very happy." And I was like, "Oh, okay. That's awesome." But, you know, so she's like, "I can't wait to, help you with your business." And I said, "Okay." So, and she goes, you know, "With you being an Avon rep, you are a true gem." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. Thank you." So she goes, "Don't forget to send me any uh brochures. I'll help you revive your Avon business." And I was like, "Well, I'm doing pretty good, but it's always awesome to have new people on my roster." And she's like, "Oh, don't worry. You won't be broke um for a while." I was like, "Okay, this is awesome." So yeah, um she hung up the phone with me, and I think that's like the best conversation that I had ever had with somebody. Little a little grossed out by the sexy time of a 90-year-old, but hey, you know, it just goes to show that, sometimes the most unexpected conversations happen with unexpected people. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Hopefully I will have um another story like that again, because that just totally humbled me to no end, and I thought I had to share it. So, have an awesome day, you guys.